All right, let's dive into the world of rolling stock engine testers today. We're going to help you prep for those interviews and really show them what you know.
It's a cool job, you know? You need that mechanical know-how, but also gotta be tech savvy, not just working with your hands, using computer systems to really analyze how those engines are performing.
Exactly. So let's jump right into some questions you might get hit with. First one, can you explain your experience with testing rolling stock engines?
Even if you haven't had that exact job title before, this is where you gotta connect the dots for them. Did you work on car engines? Tinker with any machinery?
Because those experiences show you get how engines work, right?
Yeah, the basics.
And the career guide actually has this great example, like a junior tester. Early in their career, they were mostly assisting the senior testers, right?
Right.
Getting those engines on the test stand,
Right.
connecting them, learning the computer systems.
Shows you're willing to learn, you know? Good foundation.
But then they might dig deeper. Like, tell me about a time you had to troubleshoot an engine problem. What'd you do? Got to show off those problem-solving skills.
It's not just about the solution, it's how you got there. Like, walk them through it. What were you thinking? What tools did you use?
Okay, next question. Can you describe your experience with conducting maintenance on rolling stock engines?
Now they want to see those practical skills. Attention to detail. Can you handle the nuts and bolts?
So don't just say, I'm good at maintenance. Give specifics.
Yeah.
What procedures did you follow? Tools, safety stuff.
Yeah, and the career guide talks about needing mechanical knowledge, computers, and electronics. So weave that into your answer. Like, I use my knowledge of hydraulic systems to do routine maintenance, kept those locomotives running safe and smooth.
Nice. Shows you get the hands-on and the theory. They might even throw a curveball at you. Like you're inspecting an engine, notice the oil pressure's dropped. What do?
Think on your feet time. Take a breath. Think it through. And don't be afraid to say, I'd check the manual or whatever you'd actually do.
Shows you're thorough. All right, this one's important. How do you ensure that rolling stock engines are operating safely and efficiently?
Best practices and regulations. This is where you could mention, like, the International Association of Railway Operating Officers, IROO, shows you know the standards.
What is IRO exactly, for those who don't know?
They're all about safety and efficiency in railway operations, develop those standards, training, certifications. So mentioning them, good sign you're committed to that stuff.
Nice. They'll probably ask about a safety challenge you faced and what you did. Always good to have a story ready.
Proactive, you know. Spotted a risk and took care of it.
Okay, here's one to really show off those problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
Have you ever encountered a particularly challenging issue with a rolling stock engine? How'd you resolve it?
Classic. They want to see how you think. The STAR method is your friend here.
Refresh us on that one.
Situation, task, action, result. Keeps your answer clear. So, describe the situation, the task you had, what you did to you, and the outcome.
The career guide has a good example. A mid-level tester kept having an engine fail a specific test. So they went over procedures, talked to senior folks, and found a bad sensor.
Bingo. Replaced it, recalibrated, problem solved.
But they'll ask, what'd you learn? Or what other solutions did you think about? Got to show you grow from these things.
Exactly. It's not just one and done. You're always improving.
All right, let's get a bit technical. We've got questions 5, 6, and 8, all about electrical systems, diesel engines, and hydraulics.
Be honest here. If there's something you haven't worked with much, say so. But highlight what you do know and your willingness to learn.
And this is where RoleCatcher's skill guides can really help. Brush up on those specifics.
Yeah, because they might get into the nitty-gritty, like what does a fuel injector do?
Ooh, good one. Explain that for us.
So it's a key part of a diesel engine. Turns the fuel into a fine mist, mixes with air for combustion, basically controls the fuel delivery, so that affects performance, efficiency, emissions, the whole shebang.
See, even if you're not a diesel expert, knowing the basics of those parts makes a difference.
Shows you're interested, want to learn.
Okay, another one about rules. How do you ensure that rolling stock engines are compliant with industry regulations and standards?
Got to stay up to date on all that. Mention specific regulations, maybe from your experience or research.
Like the control compliance of railway vehicles regulations from the career guide, right? You could say, I made sure all engine tests followed those regulations, especially for emissions and safety.
Perfect. And they might ask about a specific regulation, how you'd adapt your testing to meet it, like new emissions standards, what changes?
Got to think on your feet again. Now let's test those analytical skills. How do you ensure that rolling stock engines are operating within acceptable performance parameters?
Metrics and data, temperature, speed, fuel use, pressure, all those things tell you if the engine's healthy.
And the career guide mentions skills like conduct performance tests, evaluate engine performance, and record test data. Important stuff.
They might even give you a scenario, like, here's some test results showing high engine temperature. What do you think's going on? What would you do?
Like a puzzle. Walk them through your reasoning, your recommendations.
Exactly. Analysis and problem solving, key skills.
Last one for this part. Can you describe your experience with locomotive braking systems?
Might seem a little out of left field, right? Not directly engines, but it shows you understand the whole locomotive system, willing to learn.
Even if you don't have hands-on experience with braking systems, do some research. Shows initiative.
And you can connect it back. Think, how could a brake problem mess with the engine? Like, put too much strain on it, affect its life, that kind of thing.
Nice tie-in.
Hmm.
Before we wrap this part up, let's talk about RoleCatcher's AI. How can that help someone nail their interview?
Think of it like this. It analyzes job descriptions and picks out the important skills and keywords they're looking for. Then, it gives you suggestions on how to work that stuff into your answers.
So it's not just giving you, like, canned responses.
Yeah.
It's more about helping you present what you know, but in a way that matches what they want.
Exactly. It's like a boost, not a replacement. Makes your answers clear, concise, impactful.
I love that. Takes the guesswork out. And there's that AI feedback feature, right? Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. You can actually practice your answers, and it'll give you feedback like a mock interview. It'll tell you if something needs to be clearer or stronger and give you suggestions.
That's awesome. Like having a secret weapon. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. What about the career path itself? The career guide talks about that, right?
It does, and it's looking good for rolling stock engine testers. The demand is there, and as technology keeps advancing, those skills are only going to be more valuable.
That's great to hear. What about moving up? Can you climb that ladder?
Oh, yeah, there are paths. You could become a testing manager, project manager, even specialize in something like engine tuning or emissions testing.
So lots of options as you gain experience. What about for someone just starting out? How do they get that foot in the door?
Internships, apprenticeships, those are gold. Even volunteering for engine testing projects can give you an edge.
Hands-on experience. Can't beat that. And networking. The career guide mentions IRO.
Right. Networking is huge. IRO is great for meeting other folks in the industry, staying current, even finding job openings. Shows you're serious about it.
Awesome. So we've talked questions, career insights. Any overall tips for someone going into an interview for this role?
Show them that passion. When you're genuinely excited about locomotives and engines, it's contagious. Do your homework, ask smart questions.
Yeah, that enthusiasm goes a long way. What else?
Be ready to talk about your goals. Where do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want to achieve in this industry? Shows ambition.
Right, like you've thought about it, you're invested.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the technical stuff, but what about soft skills? Communication, teamwork. How important is that?
Oh, it's huge. You're going to be part of a team, so you got to communicate well, work together, solve problems.
So even if you're a tech genius, those people skills are essential.
Definitely. And don't be shy about sharing examples of those skills in your interview. Tell them about a time you collaborated on a project or had to explain something complex to someone. Real life stuff.
Now let's step back and think big picture for a moment. What's the future looking like for rolling stock engine testers? Any exciting trends out there?
The future is bright. Transportation is getting more focused on sustainability and efficiency, right? So engine testers are going to be more important than ever. New technologies are popping up all the time, like hybrid locomotives, electric ones.
So there's always something new to learn. It's not a stagnant field by any means.
No, not at all. And with all the automation and data stuff coming in, engine testers are right there on the cutting edge.
Love that. Not just a job, but a chance to really shape the future of rail. Before we move on to our final thoughts, let's touch on the AI aspects of RoleCatcher again. How can that really give a candidate an advantage in their interview prep? It's true, even if this specific job doesn't work out, all that prep, it's not wasted. Research, practicing, learning about the industry.
Makes you a better candidate overall, absolutely.
So as we wrap up, what's one key thing you'd tell someone before they walk into that interview?
Preparation, preparation, preparation. Use those resources, practice your answers till they sound natural, and most importantly, be confident.
Confidence is huge, GE, and that mixed with genuine excitement, that's what they want to see. But I got to ask you, any final thought-provoking question for our listener? Something to think about as they go on this journey.
How do you see the future of locomotive engine testing? Think about all the new tech, the whole sustainability thing, what the rail industry needs. What's your role in all that?
Ooh, good one. Makes them
Wow.
think outside the box, show that passion.
And that's what it's all about, sparking that curiosity, showing you're not just there for a job, but you're really into it.
Well, that's our deep dive into the world of rolling stock engine testers. I feel like I could go test an engine right now.
Me too. But seriously, you got this. Go in there, be yourself, show them what you're made of.
We're rooting for you. Good luck. And until next time, keep exploring and keep on diving deep.